February 15th, 1978, somewhere around 1:30 a.m. in the morning, while on patrol with the Pensacola Police Department, I noticed a Volkswagen Bug coming out of the alleyway behind Oscar Warner's restaurant. No headlights. I came up behind them and activate my blue lights. Same time I'm running the tag, and the tag come back as a stolen vehicle. I didn't have a backup anywhere close by. There was only 3 of us working in the entire city of Pensacola that night. I got him out of the car and had him laid on the pavement. He kept saying, "Officer, what's wrong? Officer, what's wrong?"
Well, initially, when I was placing the handcuffs on him, he kicked my feet out from under me and struck me with a handcuff that had been placed on one wrist. And, of course, knocked me off my feet, and that's when it started.
I was chasing him, hollering halt and so forth. Well, he turned, and all I seen was a nickel and thought it was a gun. So I leveled down and fired. So I said, "Well, my God, I've killed him."
And when I went to see if he was shot and been down, he grabbed my wrist, and we had a struggle for control of my revolver.
And it's a heavy pistol. And when I broke it away, swung and slapped him on the cheek. And if you see pictures right after the suspect was arrested, there's a big bruise on the side of his cheek, and that was from my pistol barrel. There's no doubt in my mind that he'd have killed me if he had taken my gun away from me. He didn't give us much information initially. The driver's license that he had was in the name of Kenneth Meisner. Norman Chapman was the detective on call, and me and Norman started interviewing him.
I kept keying on his eyes. His eyes were alarming to me. They were deep, steel blue eyes, and at first I couldn't figure out what it was I was keying on, but it was his eyes. And it was also the feeling. Once I got around him, I had this feeling I'd never felt before. It was a feeling of, I guess the best way to describe it was frustration and doom. And from then on, when I got this feeling, I knew I'd been around somebody to murder somebody. Not somebody to kill somebody in self-defense. Somebody who had murdered somebody. By this time, everybody in the investigation said, "Chapman, who do you have?" And I said, "Well, I don't know." "Well, how come you don't know?" "Well, see, we didn't have computers or anything back in the 70s. We had to take him to first appearance for a judge."
The affidavit has the defendant listed as Kenneth Meisner. Is that correct, David?
No, sir.
I thought, sure, him going before the judge, it'd tell who he was. He said, "I ain't telling you who I am."
Well, as soon as he comes forth with his correct name, or the authorities are able to identify him.
So the judge refused to set a bond on him because he didn't know who he was. So I bring him out to the police station. His attorneys went in and talked a few minutes, and they called me in. They said he wants to wait till he contacts some people before he releases identification of some people. He wants to let them know he's in custody. I says, "Okay." I says, "I'll give him 2 hours to call anybody he wants to before I put him back in his cell." I said, "They got to call collect because Pensacola Police Department pays for no more phone calls."